Tay Marker, Civil War review, guys. Get right to 824. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that cat Lady Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. You know what to do, guys. Thank you so much. We finally hit it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you from the bottom of my hearts. It really means the world to me, this channel started off to be just like a rinky dink. I just didn't know what to expect out of here, and I'm so heartwarmed by every single one of you followers, you subscribers. We hit it, 20,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much, from the bottom of our hearts and everything. From the bottom of my heart, it's just a small channel. I didn't expect anything out of it, and it's just you guys are following. You guys are talking movies with us. We love talking movies with every single one of you guys out there. So do not forget to comment. We love talking to every single one of you guys. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. Angela, what are we talking about today?
Oh, this one's going to be an exciting one. I know we've been looking forward to it for a while now.
Yeah.
This is going to be Alex Garland's Civil War.
Civil War, guys, tells of a story of a journey across a dystopian future America, following a team of military and border journalists as they race against time to reach D.C. before rebel factions descend upon the White House. A24's one of the anticipated movies by A24, ladies and gentlemen. This has really caught the eye. And here's the thing, too. You know how I know this caught the eye of every single American? Is because people at work, okay, we're not going to talk about jobs or whatever, right? Personal jobs, but I have to bring this up because it brings context to the story I'm giving. Here's the thing. When we talk about movies and everything, everyone knows I'm a movie critic at work and everything, so they know I do movie reviews, right? Mm-hmm. So they're every now and then they're like, hey, are you reviewing this film? Whatever, right?
Get your opinion, sure.
Yeah. Well, coming January of this year, I've been asked countless times, are you going to see Civil War? When are you seeing Civil War? When are you seeing Civil War? Of course. And such, A24 did a fantastic job marketing this movie. They did a fantastic job because not only is this getting moviegoers to the theaters, this is going to get political people into the political side of it into the theaters and bringing that, bringing those butts into those seats. And I got to admit, though, A24 did a fantastic job with the marketing. They did a fantastic job in this film.
I mean, we already had high hopes regardless because it's A24.
Exactly.
They produce some wild, crazy, fun films. Like they're really good at hitting it out of the park with a lot of films like that. And, I was really excited because it's such an interesting concept.
Yes.
And I know we didn't get too much.
It's strange. It's a strange concept because they're two politically different opposites in this country.
It's not a strange concept to have a movie about a part of the United States seceding from the rest, but to have California and Texas be the Western forces and secede together.
I hate to say
that's crazy.
I hate to say I could see Florida and Texas, but not California and Texas.
So that's a very interesting concept. And so also what I liked about this, it wasn't necessarily focused on the war aspect like it was, but it focused more on the journey of these group of journalists as they go to the capital, the nation's capital. And I thought that was so cool to see because you're basically like in the war zone. You see it, but through their eyes. And it's really a very interesting concept. And I love the story and how it showed, it's very, you can tell it's a very passion project of his. And I think it was so well done.
Alex Garland is a director of this movie, and he's well known to do a lot of films, a lot of like Ex Machina, Annihilation, Men. Remember Men? Men, he actually written it. He didn't direct it. He wrote Men. And that was a strange movie. Same thing with 28 Days Later. He wrote that one. So he's known to do these apocalyptic kind of genre in a way. Yeah. And so here's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. From the trailer, this trailer was so intriguing. This trailer gave off not enough information. And granted, though, this film, it started off very different than I expected. I'm not gonna lie. I really expected it to start off very differently. Not to say that's a negative. It's not. It's just I expected a little bit more head on into like the what's going on and everything.
Political aspect of it,
But here's the thing. When it's well directed, and it is well directed, when it's such a well directed movie, I love how Alex just puts you into the seat of the photography journalism, and I love that. The war photography, everything's real about this movie. There's a lot of aspects in here which I really do love. A picture says 1,000 words. It does, especially in this movie, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the photography in here, and I love how like whenever they're taking photos in this clip, because it's in the trailer, they're taking photos, obviously. and there's just still images every single time. That's so well put together. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed how journalism and how everything is just really detailed in that current situation, in that current civil war that's happening in America, between the United States and Texas and California. So it definitely is interesting. This movie is so well put together. Oh my God. So there's a scene where everyone knows Jesse Plemons is in here. But man, he is not in here. I mean, he's not a main character. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you wanted more of him.
But every second he is on camera is spectacular. Every second. This is the kid. I'm so astounded and so mesmerized how this is the nerdy kid. He played a nerdy kid. I don't think he's a nerdy kid in real life, but he played a nerdy kid in Friday Night Lights. He's come such a long way. Oh my God. He is just, if you would have told me he was going to be this serious and people, if you do not know this, guys, moviegoers, if you do not know this, his wife is Kristen Dunst. And so he plays in that scene. Of course, his wife's on the other line. He doesn't blink an eye. He doesn't blink a sweat. He is full on character mode. And that's the true essence of acting. And he does such a great, fantastic job. I wanted more of him. I was like giggling. I was like, oh my God, this is so good, so rich. Another thing, Kristen Dunst, oh my God, she leads this in such a way to where it's such true journalism, and it gets you sucked in, it gets you intrigued into her situation, along with the other people that are a part of the press as well. One of the other stand-up roles, I gotta admit though, is Pablo Escobar. He played Pablo Escobar in Narcos. I know you didn't watch Pablo Escobar, but he is fantastic in Pablo Escobar. He gave such an emotional way of scenes that are just spectacular, just immaculate, and just mesmerizing. The one and only Wagner Moura, he is fantastic. Oh my God, he is true cinema, and I just appreciate every time he was on scene, he gave this like facial expressions. And he does so in such a way that brings context to what's happening. He brings the dramatic scenes. He brings his past trauma of that character that he plays, which is Joel, that plays in there. And he brings it into to current situation. And he tries to bring understanding to one of the girls, Jessie, who's a part of their press team and everything. And I love that so much. Oh my God, that's so great. It's so rich. We also saw Jefferson White, which is from Yellowstone as well. We saw him. Really cool. Yeah, it was cool. I expected him to have a little bit bigger part, but is what it is. A24. The sound. I gotta admit though, the sound in here in the beginning of the sound was a little bit the song choice was kind of iffy, but then in the middle of this film, it got way better. It got way better and better and better. Okay, we know that I didn't know this was going to take place, and obviously I reading the synopsis and everything, it goes back to where the White House scene. That White House scene is pure war zone Call of Duty. Oh my God, it is so accurate. The camera angles, everything is significant in that scene.
I will say it was shot beautifully. Like a lot of shots were like, and I say that take it with a grain of salt because they're driving through basically torn, broken societies of former America. And just the cinematography, you see the raw reality of what this war has done to the country. And it's so powerful to see that on camera because it's so many different aspects of how it's impacted pretty much every single city, state, pretty much everyone that they've passed through. You see different aspects of it, how American lives have changed in that. And
to a certain degree.
It's very powerful to see that. And I think it was captured in that, in certain moments beautifully. I think it was done so well. And so, it's so raw in a sense. I really like the way some of the scenes were shot. It's super tragic. It makes you kind of realize this is what happens in wartime. I know it's in America, but this is what happens all over the world to this day. So I thought the way that this was shot and the story behind it, because it is these journalists are traveling through dangerous war zones across the country to get to the capital, the most dangerous war zone that could be. And they're on the front lines with the soldiers, capturing and bringing that to the American people. They're trying to get
which American
story out there. That's true. But again, I also liked too that the press was kind of viewed as more neutral. in a sense. Like it wasn't like
on both sides.
They were on both sides, and capturing just what happens.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really cool aspect to see that shot as well. So again, I think overall the cast did so great. Like I think you're gonna recognize a lot of faces. Yeah. I think all of them did very well. I think Kristen Dunst did exceptional. Oh, yeah, like she was great. I haven't seen her in something in a while. Yeah. And I loved seeing her in this. I really did. Again, I think the whole cast did phenomenal, and just some of the scenes were just so powerful.
Yes, yep, they were. Stephen McKinley Henderson also was also one of the press here. Yes, he was really great. So oh my gosh, he was so great in this movie. He just adds all that character essence to where like he's along with the press people as well, and he brings on his own trauma. He brings on, and I like all that because it's so real. It's so rich. And it really brings significance to the story in a way to where like they all try to remember the good times before the war in a way, in a certain degree. And
remember they're young. Yeah. They're first starting.
Exactly.
I gotta say there's a lot of special moments in here where it wasn't just war. It was more deeper meaning behind, this group of photographers that have known each other for years.
Yeah, Kaylee also plays Jessie in here. She did a great job. The last time we actually saw her in was another film by A24, which was Priscilla. She played Priscilla in A24. I was all like, I recognized her. I was like, dude, where is she from? And I was like, A24. Yeah, I was like A24, of course. Yeah. Hey, if you're doing good with the studio, keep on doing it. And I feel like that she really did. She stood out more so in this movie. For me, as an actress and everything, she stood out a lot more in this movie than she did in my opinion, she stood out way more in this movie than she did in Priscilla. There's more emotional aspect in here, more of an emotional grasp, more of
like a transformation in a sense.
Exactly, and we see that transformation. We see that character development in this movie. In the beginning, she's hungry for that journalism. She's hungry for it,
but not quite ready.
Understanding what's going on. And then it traumatizes. There's traumatizing moments, terrifying moments that the Civil War is bringing. And we'll leave it at that. Once again, we enjoyed this film a lot. Was this film we deserved? Hell yes. Rating 1 out of 10. Tell me the highest. I'm going to give this rating.
Oh, man. This was an intense movie.
Yeah, it was.
And it kind of... It's almost in a sense a little scary because, if this were to happen, this could happen. I would say, again, it's a very well shot film, well directed. I agree with you, it's well directed. Casted phenomenal. The scenes were just great. Special effects and everything done so well. So overall, it was such a really solid film. It kept me on my toes. I would give it a solid 8 because it was so entertaining. I think a lot of people out there are going to really enjoy this film.
So Civil War, I said this as a quote. I said a film that could traumatize you in a way that is a believable state of emergency. Jesse does such a fantastic job in every second he gets on camera. Wagner is such an incredible, gifted actor in so many ways. Kristen Dunst does a terrific job in leading this cast. Yes, and I'll leave it at that, guys. I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna give this a solid 9.2. 9.2 out of 10. Definitely one of my higher ratings here because this film is phenomenal. Again, though, it's very different because I think people what people are probably gonna think of is that it's gonna head on to like the politics of the war, maybe show a few war scenes. But I love how the buildup is real and it really it's
almost like you have to piece it together.
Yeah,
it's not like it starts off with in 2000 whatever this happened and this happened. It doesn't explain. You as an audience member have to.
But I like that though because it doesn't really explain. It just puts you in their situation, what they're currently living in that situation, that state of the union and everything. But I'll leave it at that, guys. We really enjoyed this film. This is the Alamo City Movie Talk does recommend this film, guys. Be sure to check this out at the theater near you. If you have not already, question is for you guys. What did you think? Are you expected to see this movie? Are you going to see Civil War? Because I know a lot of Americans are. I know that for a fact because it's very intriguing. It's interesting to see how in the state of mind is this going to work to become one country between two states. Put in comments down below, guys. What did you think? What's your thoughts? And we love talking movies to every single one of you guys. Thank you so much.
I just know I'm not going to survive. I probably won't. Sorry.
Wow. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela Thakalian.
This is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. See you at the movies. Latest.